like, that's what exclusivity really is. That's the difference between exclusiveness and no exclusiveness. Like, if there is none, then there's nothing special about what's happening. Like, if you don't have exclusivity with someone, then you don't have anything with them. It's just that simple. Like, swinger relationships, that shit don't work. And, like, people who have two partners, at the end of the day, that shit don't work. Like, period.
It does.
It don't. I don't care. At the end of the day, it don't.
It just seems like one person definitely gets favored.
Dude, one person's gonna be more unhappy than the other person, than the other people. There's always, whether they admit it or not, there's gonna be one person who's less content than the other two. There's gonna be one person who is prioritized over the other one. That's for sure. That's true. The chances of it work, there's so many variables that can negatively affect such an arrangement that it's far more likely to fail than succeed, but by a large margin. Like a real heavy margin. Like the chances of fucking, it's just trust me, dude. It's, you already know though how people are. Like, if you really consider how people are today, like, it makes it easy to understand why it's filled with failure. People want exclusiveness, and people want to feel entitlement to others. They don't want to feel like a third wheel, dude. Like, that's gonna cause issues.
Puma socks are good. They feel like nice and tight. They like conform to your feet and shit.
That's what she said.
That would technically be what he said, you retard.
That's what she said. She likes the way Puma socks feel. Yeah, I don't know what she expects, but basically she's like, oh, you've cheated on him before, so you can't really be mad. She's like, you can't really get that. That's what that was about. She's like, you can't act like you're under an attack that there's no coming back from. She's like, in all reality, like, when she's like, earlier in your relationship, she's like, you definitely slept with somebody while you were dating him. She's like, you in your own words.
I think Liz figured like it was more serious now, you know.
Well, that's what she said. She's like, is there a difference between being not quite dating them fully yet, and then years later? She's like, there's definitely a difference between those two things. Like, she like tried to say it wasn't really cheating, basically. She's like, first of all, I drank. Secondly, it was like 2 weeks into me seeing him. She's like, thirdly, it was like I had lived with fucking Matt for over 2 months before that period, so like I was used to being around him. And she's like, fourthly, fucking she had like some stupid ass. She's like, fourthly, if he recognizes it and acknowledges it and doesn't hold it against me, then why should I hold it against myself? Is what she was saying. She's like, if he's not fucking gonna judge me for it, then why should I judge myself for it? I guess Alex must not be mad at her about that, because that's basically what she was making reference to when she said that if he's not mad at me for it. Like, all that could mean is that he knows about it and he's not mad. But that's the thing, like, the day it happened, he had eyesight of her. Like, he could see the very front of the couch and the floor and that.
Yeah, that's not.
But he never, like, fucking was like, oh, you cheated on... Like, he didn't put her through all that shit. Because they had, like I said, she had literally been staying at his house for, like, fucking a single digit of days up until that point. Like, they weren't, like, close. I always wonder why I like fucking really want to smoke, and then once I take a hit, I feel like fucking a clown. I had to like delete my last live stream and start again. Like a clown. I feel like a clown. Uh-huh. I feel like a clown. Honk, honk.
What an odd show.
I made this.
I
Wow.
made this.
I feel like a clown.
Why is my TV speaking Spanish?
This is the one that was like, these were literally, I think, 2 for $8. And they bought like fucking mad of them. This is chicken bacon ranch. And,
yeah, they're good. Chicken bacon ranch is mad good.
They don't sell them regularly. They said they only sell them like certain times of the year.
Nate probably eats a whole pizza in 1 fucking minute.
Mm-hmm. He's always ate whole pizzas since I could remember.
I don't think I've ever eaten an entire pizza by myself in my whole life. Maybe I should put that on my bucket list. Seriously.
That's so random. I have definitely, but
Just like as a challenge. Challenge.
I probably ate 2 pizzas in one day at one point in my life.
Fucking music is terrible. Call the cops.
I still felt high, weird and high from Vyvanse when I woke up. It definitely has more effect than Adderall. It like changes the way I feel more. Feels weird.
Yeah, I'm still trying to like wake up.
Feels like a weird time of winter, but
Yeah, I feel like we've been placed in a different like realm. Like a different plane of existence, like where it's still us and it's still Torrington, but like slightly a different, like Rick and Morty.
I feel like we're in a different place.
The only way I can explain it is by like the show Rick and Morty. When they like travel to other like planes of existence and there's like doubles of them there. They've caused so much havoc in one plane of existence, they had to go to another one and they had to kill themselves so that they could fit in. And Morty was like, "This is sick, Rick. I don't know about this." And Rick's like, "Morty! Do you want to fucking have somewhere to live or not?" It's fucking crazy. And then Morty's like, "How do I know if my mom is my real mom, Rick? My mom and my dad." And Rick don't give a fuck, so he's just like, Rick's like, "I am God. Like, I am the craziest scientist of all, and I am God." He always tells Morty all the time, "If there was a God, would God have saved me from that, Morty? No, I saved myself from that." And I'm like, oh boy.
God don't choose that type of shit, fool.
And that one episode is my favorite episode of Rick and Morty. They're at like an airport or some shit, and they're in a waiting room, and they're watching a TV. And while they're watching TV, it shows a bunch of commercials from different planes of existence, because apparently they're all aware of each other. Actually, they're all aware of each other. And it shows commercials from different planes of existence. Yo, there's like a Plumbus 9000. This shit had me and Andrew dying laughing.
This shit a couple times. I don't really like it. I don't care for it.
That shit had me and Andrew dying though. The Plumbus like 9000. Like I was like, what is that supposed to be? And Andrew's like, the only thing I can guess is like an alien dildo. And I was like, I knew what it was supposed to be, but I wanted Andrew to say it. And oh man, I was dying.
I just feel like we're in a different place. I feel like we're in a different country and it's winter time.
I don't feel like it's just a different
I can tell that it's winter just by the way things look and the way that they feel.
Well, yeah, that much, yeah.
But it doesn't feel like a winter here because I've been here during the winter.
Well, what does a winter here feel like?
Different than what I feel like right now, and it doesn't feel the same as it did last winter. Like even the way that the fucking blinds look and like the way that the light is creeping through.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in like Greenland or like Norway or something.
Yeah, I've kind of felt that for a while. The way that this building is set up.
It might be the building.
It's the building.
I just get like a vibe that I'm like not even in the United States.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like we're in like part of Europe or something.
It kind of does look like a Europe-y apartment. I think it's because the brick. I think the brick makes it feel like that.
Just like the feeling that's giving me it is just not even like a specific look of anything, it's just the feeling. Like the way that I feel when I walk around this building, like the smell of the fucking central air having heat. The heat version of the air like creates a smell. And, like the way things smell and look just gives me like a foreign
I bet you quite a few of the people that worked here were from Europe.
Like, a lot of the people who worked here had to have been from families that, like, migrated. Dude, that's the thing, like, every state you can think of, except for a few, have had, like, you know, thousands of migrators over the years. Especially during specific periods of time, but where immigration was extremely, extremely prominent. But every state we have, except 3, have had thousands of immigrators. Or tourists, I should say. Or nomads. Every state, except for 3, has, immigration takes count of, like, at least 10,000 people of every state, except for 3 of them. So there's only 3 states that have less than 10,000 migrators. Every other state, like, I guess, yeah, the vast majority of the states have over 10,000 people who have immigrated there. I think some of them are in the millions, though. Some of the states, like Texas, has. All right, Texas is on the border of the United States that connects to Mexico, which eventually connects to South America. So. Basically, think about how many migrators are in Texas. You got people all along Mexico. You got people. Dude, the largest immigration populations are always on the border of another country.
Yeah, of course. That's
I
learned all that.
What it has to do with Europe is we talked about immigrants and immigration.
Yeah.
And now I'm speaking on immigration because that's what we had brought up. I'm not sure what immigrants have to do.
On everything about fucking immigration. Well, also I dealt with immigration for a while
because we were talking about, like, I don't remember what we said. I don't remember what we said that led to the immigrants, but
this place reminds you of Europe.
Yeah, this place gives me a feeling of a different place, definitely. I guess I was talking about.
And I said,
there's only 3.
How many people that worked here that were
exactly. I said a lot of the workers were probably immigrants. Connecticut has a lot of immigrants, believe it or not. Think of all the Jews and, like, the Albanians and the fucking, the Russian populations, Hasidic populations. That's everything, though. That's a lot.
There's, like, a little bit of Albanians. The Albanians didn't come
here.
Yeah,
they're like families. 90s. There's, like, specific families of them. But they're still here. They still exist. But there's immigrants. There's immigrants that have their own areas of religion and stuff, and their own cities even.
Absolutely.
Like the Jews, the Hindus, the Muslims, the fucking everything. Dude, there's fucking probably a gay church in Connecticut, for all we know.
I think there is. Oh, no, not in Connecticut, but definitely in the U.S.
Yeah.
Definitely, 1,000% in the U.S. They have, like, yeah. But I don't know about Connecticut. Connecticut. Think about that for another second. In another fucking country, like, I don't know, one of the stands, fucking... You would get killed for fucking being gay, let alone having a gay church.
I mean, yes and no. It's not like every single gay person is gonna get fucking executed, but, like, people that admit it will get, like, persecuted by people. But, like, I think that, like, in certain places does that actually turn into, like, a live action fucking, murder, like, execution. Like, in public places that have extreme radical religious, influence. Like, areas that the temple is based on, and the fucking, what do you call it? The stupid little Muslim temple. Those fucking, what are those fucking Muslim churches called? Mosques?
Yeah.
And they have fucking, there's like a big one. And it's like the Wall Street of fucking the Middle East. And there's a big mosque that they hold on it. And there's a big temple there for fucking... That's the type of place where like public execution will be brought out, and like certain streets in the jihadist territories. Like there's like specific places where like executions will happen for like gay accusations, and because like in a normal neighborhood in like fucking say Kazakhstan, like they're not gonna like fucking kill you just cause you're gay, but like if you like fucking slept with a boy in the neighborhood or something, you know what I mean? Like then people will probably publicly chase you down with like little rusty machetes and hatchets and hit at you. I think there has to be a specific scenario.
I've always wanted to do that thing where you go in and you can be weightless and
Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Ulala Akbar Bar, Whoa Akbar, Afwa. Nate was like listening to me ranting about fucking gay people getting attacked in Middle Eastern countries on YouTube. I forgot I was streaming. I wonder if someone would get offended by the shit I said. You gotta like remember not to say certain things when you're online. If you actually don't wanna... I don't know, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about someone ever viewing something where I can offend them, but I guess I don't give a fuck about like YouTube's rules either, so I guess it doesn't matter. Kind of say whatever the fuck you want. Fucking gay Muslims. I don't know, some Muslims are like, I don't know. Some of them, like, actively practice positive lifestyle, so, like, you can't dislike them for no reason, I guess. But, like, radical Muslims, violent Muslims are silly as hell. I guess Christians are stereotyped as violent naturally. Because if you love America and then you love guns and fucking cow farming and fucking, you love big trucks and fucking prostitutes and fucking gas station fucking beef patties and fucking camel killers and fucking black and milds and blunts of mids, there's all these things you like. You're typically associated with as an American. Think about it, dude. American culture is just like trucks and beer and tits.
No, don't associate me with trucks and beer.
Well, I'm sorry you've been associated with trucks and beer for the day.
Associate me with fast cars and fucking...
That's still American culture. That's black American culture.
Stop! Go home. Go away. I don't
Watermelon, chicken. Watermelon, chicken, fucking... Yo, tell me a black person that doesn't like fucking NWA. Or Eazy-E. Or a black person that doesn't like Tupac.
Some actually don't. They like Biggie more. They don't like Tupac at all. I've had that argument.
Well, dude, this isn't 1994, bro.
I know.
Fucking people people love them both. Period.
Yeah, I do.
There's not like fucking activist parties against one another. The niggas.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how people.
Dude,
argue.
there was when there was a fucking bad boy West Coast rivalry.
Yeah, but nowadays,
like
sometimes some of the old heads will still argue. Like,
get the fuck out of
even
here.
People our age will debate over it.
Come on, bro.
They both
That's
were
silly.
great in their
Stop
own
being
ways,
silly.
And that's just that.
Yeah.
Yo, look at little Scrappy trying to do the fly thing. Look at the TV.
It's awkward as
Yo,
hell.
he can't get
What
out.
the
He's
fuck?
too fat.
That used to be
scared.
Sealy's favorite rapper. It's funny to see him stuck in a air tube.
Oh, he's worried. He's got it. Oh, he stopped panicking, but he's...
I need rune arrow tips.
Yo, he can't just stay. That's crazy to me.
We need rune arrow tips. Fuck. I got my little knife. I'm gonna flick it open on you. How you feel with that blade on you, boy? Boy. You want that blade in your butt, boy? I didn't think so. Nate is creepy. He'll like listen to you when you're not expecting him to. I mean, if there's like 5 or 6 Asian kids on fucking Omlet watching this, I could care less, regardless of what I'm saying. But then if there's Nate on YouTube, it makes it a little different. It like adds an audience member that like can actually understand you and understands where you're from. So what you say is like a little bit more personable. The anonymity of speaking to a general audience spread across this vast earth is endless. But to be surveilled by your fellow man that liveth in thy same village, and not know your own heartstrings to their own content, then ye shall feel the infringement of personal space. When ye surveilled by thy brother that knoweth what lies within the heart, then ye feel the timid vibes of poop. No, I'm just kidding. I think if anything, when I was younger, knowing someone was listening that knew me personally would cause me to act up more. It would cause me to act more ridiculous, my behavior. Now I feel like I finally matured. Like if somebody's listening that knows of me, then I'll like take the stream more seriously and pay attention and stuff. But right now, I'm just literally fucking... I keep switching between mundane tasks. Like I did a lot of fishing yesterday, which switched into like buying and selling merchanting in the auction, which led to me making like a couple thousand arrows while doing each process myself, such as cutting logs and carving them into arrow shafts, and then attaching boughten feathers, because there's no way I'm hand fighting chickens to gather feathers today. I was paying 100 GP per feather. That's how desperate I was to not have to fucking chase chickens. I do not like chasing chickens in this game. But, of course, after I
don't trust horses. I won't go horseback riding.
After I bought hundreds of fucking feathers for 100 each, some guy put up like 27k for 30 each.
Literally all it takes is fucking a fly to land on a horse, and they'll kick and break your whole kneecap out.
Yo,
I don't trust them.
Yeah, no, they're very strong. I should have bought a pestle and mortar. Is that what it's called? A portal and mestle?
Porter and Chester?
No, it's a item used for grinding herb lore ingredients for potions. You never heard of a mestle and porter? A portal and messel?
No.
I'm not even saying it right. That doesn't really help.
Messel?
It's called a herb law guide. Yo, it doesn't tell me what it is. It just shows me the herbs and the potions I can make. It doesn't tell me the tool I need to grind the fucking herb. It's called a pestle and mortar.
Pestle and mortar.
PSTLE and MORTAR. It's a bowl with a fucking. It's a bowl with a stone
yeah,
bowl with a
I know
stone
exactly
spoon.
what that is. Meryl has that at her house, so Linda got one at her house.
It's just a stone bowl with like a crusher.
Yeah, I know
like
exactly
a spoon thing to crush.
Yep, Meryl has one, and fucking Linda got one because she has to live like the Joneses, you know.
You use those in.
She never even uses it.
It's
in real life.
In RuneScape, you use it to grind herb ingredients to make potions.
Right.
In the herb law skill.
In real life, you use it to grind shit too, obviously, but I've never seen her use it, so I don't even know what you're supposed to grind with it.
Most people, you can make like a puree. You can like push mad herbs and fucking seasonings into like a paste.
Okay.
You can like create, if you really wanted to, you could like create dressing. It would be the best way, if you were making chicken salad or something, it would be the best way to mix everything technically. It's like a hand...
Them balls.
It's like a blender with your hand.
Them bowls is small.
Yeah, but they come in different sizes. You can get a bigger one.
Yeah.
But, they're really good at, like, pressing the oils out of stuff. Like, if you squash garlic with it, you would get all the alicin. All of that oil would come out.
Right. Okay. Well, she don't use it, so she bought it.
So it has a good purpose for certain materials, like garlic and onion. I think that's really what it's for. But in South American and maybe even African cultures, do you know that witch doctors and voodoo people like fucking use those for dude, you know how like pagans and witch doctors and voodoo people are very holistic?
Yep.
Like they have a lot of herbs and stuff.
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
Dude, people who do like spells and shit mix herbs.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have those bowls and those spoons. I've seen a fucking witch doctor, a real life witch doctor, mix herbs.
Day party? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I ain't been out in minutes, you know, nothing on my relationship, kicking all that stuff. We're about to take it to some kind of day party now. I'm committed to stay. But that doesn't mean I can't let you see out the place just a little bit. This time here around there ain't no pictures. Woo! Ain't no pictures. We're not going to no day party show. Gonna give you some deep shit naive. Take it this on me. What you want so big? What they on? I know that ain't what voice over there. Yeah, man. Everybody laughing at the squad go for a beer hype. Now it's time for Stevie to get over his beer or the big horse. That's entering the focus. I'm not doing that. Yeah. Been afraid of horses since I was a kid. They're just real big. I don't like animals too big like that. Surprise! Oh, yeah. You know, Jimmy's get a horse. So, you know, they go a horse there. I got a little honest here. I think you like some on the countryside thing. This is the day you get over here feel horses, my brother. Oh, yeah. She ain't gonna respect it till y'all put your hats on. That's beautiful. Yeah, looking like Django and all that. I'm trying to get this over and done with, man. I gotta try to play this too. Why? I never really do that. Come on, get up on the horse, then. What's going on, baby? Hey, Strap. Man, you try to get over here too. Let's see. Can't get on. Don't be scared. Hey, baby, how you doing? Steve gonna get on you. You feel me? Steve gonna get on you and he gonna do this thing. You gonna let him. How you doing, sweetie? The best skills I have is my skills with the ladies, right? So all I gotta do is charm this pony so she'll throw me off and stump my ass out. Hey! Come on, Scrap. I don't know about this. You still ain't truly touched the field until you really one of these things. You know what I'm saying? I thought we were just supposed to get on and get on. You know what I'm saying? It turns out it doesn't get less scary being on top of it. But I'm not about to flail around like Scrappy did in that air school. I stay calm, the horse stay calm, and everybody lives. Let's do this. I'm just gonna jump off the horse, start running the crease on himself. But look at it. Homie is holding it up. Steve, you see this control I got right here? Yeah, this is the cone one with it. Come on. Once I was on the horse is so fast, I might even do this again. But that's the captain going to I get used to it. I get used to it. I get used to this too. I'm riding a white horse. I ain't make you stop it, bro. Champion. Yo, come take your boots on outside with me. You gonna get this coming to you. Get.
This was an unexpected bill not covered by our health insurance. And then the outside stuff will be covered.
These are all the cash rides to the physical therapy. And that's like they will be ready to help.
And this unexpected bill is from the $2,000 session. Thanks.
When you're sick or injured, that flag is there. We can help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Get to know us at NooN.com.
What you doing? Go bring horse? Welcome to the Netherlands.
It needs a soul. It needs to be somebody that people can fall in love with.
The troublemaker. Let's pull back to this place. This world is yours.
Your favorite stars like you've never seen them before.
Spiritual.
What?
Where do I know you're from? Anyway,
Walking into a Johnstone. Ignite.
go behind the scenes and get up close and personal.
That's fantastic.
On Pluto TV Celebrity, all day and all night.
Good. Okay, so, what's wrong with you? I got over my fear once, but I'm not sure if I'll ever get over my fear of finding a woman. So if she ain't moving forward, I gotta make sure she's still doing overhand right.
I don't need your help. I got it. Thank you. I honestly don't even know why I came here. My dad doesn't deserve my attention after what he pulled the other day.
It's all about the hips. What the heck you got into this girl? You trying to help with the business though, now she got me on the way.
Who's dad? Both of them on dates? Like, whose dad does that? I'm supposed to apologize. And then I could get over this whole conversation.
I'm not apologizing to you.
I'm not.
See, in life you can't just be down and living.
You ruined the date. I'm so mad at my dad. I'm almost 18. It's time for him to back off and let me do my own thing. You sat in between us. Do you understand that's wrong? That's wrong.
I might have been,
You overdid it.
but
You overdid it.
Yeah, see,
I overdid it.
I only did it,
There you
but
go. Period.
to be honest, got they can't close. I might be a little paranoid about my girl because of what I've been through and because of what I've done. All I got is love for my baby.
And I really do appreciate that. You gotta just fall back off it a little bit. You can't be on me when I'm in college. You might as well just fall back in.
I'm gonna fall back. Maybe just know I'm here.
Okay, bring it.
I would be a boss if I was trying to protect my daughter. But they growing up quick, and I gotta learn to trust someone. Especially mine. There's no dude wanna be on the other end of that hook. You just fall back off my credit card. Let me tell you something. I ain't going nowhere. There you go, bro. Hello? This is where we need to be at. Well, Scrap called me up, you know what I'm saying? Comes up on the street, man. Yeah, no, I had to come to it, drop some thoughts on the track like I do. Listen to the smack that your man Scrappy got right here. I got him off the course and finally growing up. Scrap, get this guy down the city. So me and Scrap off his shot to be left out of his fun. He was saying that before he came in, he was like, Docs are going out, help him out. Don't be a thing. No, he say he's a break crowd. Man, we gonna set these fools up. Have him thinking he's gonna go in there and put a fizz on, but he really gonna get insulted by a scary ass clown. Hurry up! I almost feel sorry for y'all. This payback is way too good to pass up. Hope he wears diapers today. Just come check the booth and I'll see what you think about it. I bet. You're gonna get what's coming to you. Ain't that chance? Well, nothing you do. know, a lot of stuff be happening in the studio. People get killed in the studio. Like, they try to kill Tupac in the studio. I'm not trying to be that guy. Hey, man, we got to kill him. I'm not playing, sir. Man, come on, bro. I ain't playing, bro. I'm trying to show you some love. Y'all didn't have no sympathy for a scrap. You know what I'm saying? When I was floating around in the copy machine and all that. So please believe I ain't gonna have no sympathy for him. In the studio. Doing that. Oh, it's funny. Hey, man. Okay. They always told me don't talk to strangers. I always stick to the smile, bro. Grown ass man, ain't this face. Man, like, I know you too. Hey, man. Go get his ass up out of here, boy. Don't try to clown me. I ain't with you. Y'all play too goddamn much.
Different lately. Ever since we got Dash Pass, they're ordering in more.
They're saving me from burnout.
They're saving on so many orders.
Zero delivery fees. And with any Chase Freedom card, they get access to Dash Pass for free. For 3 months. That's why 3 months of presentation.
More like thousands of dishes. Tikka masala, winglet ranchero, pad thai.
But into freedom, after so much order and order that, thousands of restaurants with delivery fees if they don't access all questions. 2020 has shown us the importance of connecting and the importance of protecting our health. At Access Health CT, we're here to help, especially in times like these. As the Chief of Medical Health Insurance Marketplace, we connect you to affordable protections. And you can qualify for low cost, free coverage, with unrelated health insurance.
Fucking awkward to imagine him just being alive. Good thing I never beat his ass. Like that retarded Kim TJ beat the ass of. Oh wait, I'm streaming. I was literally thinking of retarded kids that beat the ass of. I'm talking about it on live stream. Like, yeah, I beat that retard's ass. Like, what the fuck? Nah, TJ fucking dissed me, so he asked for the get cracked. But I thought to myself, like, what if I like beat up like fucking Cam Graham and Rappin' Rob? I would literally be like a retard assaulter. That would be like a retard predator. That shit would be fucked up. Like, attacking TJ is bad enough. Yeah, I sold the 1,000 mithril ore certs. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, attacking TJ is bad enough because he's pretty much on the spectrum. That's what I didn't get about him being so like weird about that day after his party. He's like fucking. He like won't even make eye contact with me. Like, I think he hated me ever since the day of his party. Like, he hated me before that, probably, because I fucking cracked his ass silly. Like, the day that I punched him was hilarious. Like, his eyes rolled back, and he... Dude, as soon as that punch bounced off his head, or I should say, as soon as his head bounced off my punch... His, like, jaw was protruding sideways more than the rest of his head. Like, I hit him in the mouth area so hard that, like, his head turned... His jaw looked like it was, like, fucking 2 inches to the side, while his head was still straight. Like, his mouth got bucked. And he fucking... Dude, his eyes rolled. His, like, legs stayed completely straight, but his arms were, like, bent a little bit, but stiff. And he fell sideways, like perfectly tilting, like as if you just stood completely straight and slowly tipped to your fucking side. Like he tipped towards the fucking left as I looked at him. And dude, the pillar was like 4 feet to his left in the cafeteria. So the way that his head smashed, dude, all of his weight was coming down, tipping sideways in a straight line. And all that weight smashed down on his head. And it, like, grinded against the pillar. It, like, forced his head, dude, to fucking, like, bend sideways and slide down. Like, I thought that he snapped his neck when he fell. And I got mad nervous. Usually, like, that's my problem. Every time I drop somebody... Every time someone fucks with me and I drop them, I'm like... I like it, jump to their aid like I'm an EMT worker. Like when I seen his head grind along the side of the pillar like that, I was like, oh shit. I was like, yo, are you all right? I'm like, how many fingers am I holding up? He's like, 2. I was holding up 3 fingers. He's like, 2. I'm like, yo. Dude, I can't believe how hard his brain got rattled that day. Like, he probably had, I'm not proud of it, but he probably had, like, a shot worth of brain hemorrhaging. Like a shot. A single shot glass worth of blood probably came out of his brain that day. I just caught him just right. I did him dirty, dude. I, like, hit him as hard as I could. Right in the side of the mouth. He was like fucking, oh man, he was surfboard stiff. But I honestly think his head crashing into the pillar was more damaging than the punch. That's what I was really concerned about. I figured, alright, I already knocked this fucking kid to a fucking Jupiter. So, if you add an extra blow, hopefully that wall is just drywall. You know those pillars in the calf in high school? Torrington High School?
Yeah.
Are those pillars like just drywall or are they stiff? Like filled with concrete?
I think they might have a little concrete in them. Or maybe just, I never knew.
Because he fell like this. He just tipped sideways and his head went like this onto the pillar, dude. But it went like this. Like when he landed, his head went like this way. It hit the pillar, but it started going like this. It was awkward. It started grinding that way while his head started, like, fucking bending more. Like, his head slid all the way down to the ground. But it, like, got stuck on the fucking pillar, dude. And, I was fucking honestly scared. I, like, fucking kneeled over him and was like, Tim. I'm like, how many fingers is this? And I held 3 fingers up, and he looked at me with, like, one crossed eye. I shit you not. And he's like, 2. I'm like, yo, we're gonna have to work on this. That's 3 fingers, dude. He's like, I mean 3. I'm like, are you alright? Does anywhere hurt? He's like, yeah, my head. I'm like, does anywhere other than your head hurt? He's like, I don't know. My head is killing me. He was like, ow. And like started rubbing his head for mad long. I think he wanted to cry, but he stopped himself from crying. Which I could respect. That's the thing, though. I don't want a reputation for beating up retards. Like, that's why I don't like fighting randoms. Like, really shitty random people, drunk or sober. I don't like fighting, like, fucking random civilians that have a really small chance in surviving. Because it makes me feel like I'm beating up a kid or a retard. It's like, every time I've attacked a retard, I felt bad for it. I consider that Mandy Musey girl retarded. She thought she was flirting with me, but, like, why would you assume that's flirting? If I was like, hey, if you step on my shoe or if you step on my boot one more time, I'm going to knock your fucking head off. Would you assume that's flirting? Like, if you stepped on my boot in school and I was like, hey, you fucking step my boot one more time, I'm going to knock your head off, bitch. Like, if I said that to you, would you take that as me, like, hitting on you? Like, what the fuck? That's why I don't understand, like, why she thought it would be cute to do that shit. That's how I could tell she was, like, flirting. The way that she did it, she, like, looked back and, kind of, like, shuttered her eyes. She, like, looked back and, like, quickly blinked to show her fucking... She, like, tried to show off her her eyebrows, or her, whatever they're called. Not eyebrows. She like shuttered her fucking eyelids. I forgot what they're called. Your eye hairs. What are these called? Eyelids? Eyelashes. She like fluttered her eyelashes and smiled when she looked back after she's fucking stepped on my boot again. Keep in mind, she's like fat as fuck and she's wearing like Skechers or Route 66s. She's like wearing some ghetto shit. Some like dirty old ghetto shoes, and she's stepping on my feet. She did it once. I threatened to punch her head off. She did it again. She looked back and like winked at me. And I like, dude, I swear to God, I got on my feet and behind her in less than 3 seconds. And she was like fucking 12 feet. 12 feet away at least by then. Like, she stomped on my foot and then kept walking and then looked back and, like, smiled and winked. And I fucking literally teleported behind her, cocked back as far as I could, and, like, popped her. Mad hard. Just the feeling of my fist hitting the back of her head that hard was, like, numbing. Like, I remember how much impact I absorbed with my knuckles. I was like, damn, I just hit her mad hard. I just, like, I almost fucked my hand up. I was like, dude, she literally did a spin and just happened to land in her seat. That shit was crazy. She did like a retarded spin and almost landed in her seat. And then just like finished the process of landing in her seat. And she's like, oh, my head. Every time I pop someone in the head, they moan about their head pain. It's mad funny. It's probably not good, but it's funny. Yo, it's not just their head, it's also my hand, dude. When I hit someone that hard, it hurts my hand, definitely. Even if it's fucking completely condensified and tight, it still hurts your hand. People have hard-ass heads, dude. The worst is kicking a fucking head, and you're getting a fucking goose egg. Like, that's why I used to purposely fucking cause impact on my shin bones, because like when you fucking when you create scar tissue above your bone, you don't get welts like that as much. Like goose eggs and shit like that. You don't get those big fucking swollen balls on your legs that much. It's very hard for those to be made when you have scar tissue. Like if you have scar tissue, it will just, you know, swell a little bit, but it prevents hematomas and fucking swellings. It'll just get like sensitive. It won't get bigger. Like, you still have feeling when you deaden your shins, but, like, the feeling is, like, the bone itself and not, like, the leg on the outside. You don't feel, like, the surface of your leg that much, but you could feel the inside. But, dude, that's worse than punching someone in the head and fucking your hand up, is kicking someone with a fucking like, a fat head, like Chelsea Monroe. Like, if I landed a perfect high kick on her fucking head, I bet you I would have a goose egg on my fucking shin, dude. I would have a fat ass bump. She's got a super fat head.
She's squishy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I bet you her skull is hard.
No.
Big people have hard skulls, dude.
She's a big skull.
No, dude, I'm telling you, her skull is not
like
soft.
Barney, my nigga.
Dude, skulls are bones. Her skull is hard. You're like, it's squishy. Her bones are squishy? Listen to yourself.
Oh, she got more fat on her head, my nigga. There's more fat
Dude,
on her head
yeah,
than
but
a normal human.
When you hit something, you're carving through that shit to the backmost.
Better hope you can carve through her fat.
Trust me, when you hit someone heavy, like you push through. Your knuckles fucking divide everything in the way until it reaches something solid. Like, it's not stopping on something soft, especially a high kick. It's not stopping on her fat. It's stopping on her fucking brain. Like, that impact is going to be thrown all the way to her fat ass brain. I guarantee it. That's why Nate always used to laugh and be like, yo, fucking Chelsea beat your ass. He's like, I'll pay you to fucking fight her. And I'm like, it's gross.
I would throw in on that. I would throw in with Nate. I really would.
But then he would be like,
fight her for a long time.
But then he'll get serious and be like, yeah, it's so funny how mad you get. He's like, obviously you would fucking destroy her in like 9 seconds, but still. He like admitted that I would fucking literally kill her. But then he just keeps making jokes about it. He straight up admitted that I would fucking kill her if I hit her like that. Why would you want to pay to see an old friend get beat down in fucking 7 seconds? An old friend, I said. Yeah, but why would you want to pay to see such a short fight? That's not going to last. It's going to be fucking 7 seconds, literally.
Well, it's definitely worth like $20 to $40.
Dude, all that would happen is she would get fucking probably kicked on her side.
That's fine.
And she would probably go. She would probably lean over from the impact. And that's when you have to follow up with a fast kick that's slightly higher. Like, the best feeling is landing a body kick and knowing that you dug in with it and you hurt them bad. And they lean. Dude, their instinct, their human instinct is to fucking bend to not allow that area to be hit again. They're going to fucking point their arm upward or their elbow outward and they're going to lean over. That's what anybody would do if they were hurt in that spot badly. And then what you do is, as they lean, you fucking collide with a second kick, but towards their head. So basically, you fucking injure the body, cause them to lean over, and as quick as you can, follow up with a second high kick from the same side. And chances are their forehead or their scalp is going to ricochet off your fucking leg. And they're literally going to turn to a statue, butt tip over. They're going to get stiff as shit. That was the most satisfying feeling in a fight in the world, though, is landing a high kick extremely hard and clean. And, like, seeing the person tip out of your peripheral vision. Like, knowing that the person got basically decapitated is, like, a good feeling. It's kind of like a high. It's weird. Especially if you win fights back to back and you win with knockouts, like, it starts to feel like surreal. It starts to feel like a safer version of modern day gladiators. You get like a fucking intense. It's almost like an ego fucking thingy. I can only imagine to most.
Looks like him, doesn't it? His dog.
This handsome dog you ever seen.
LOL.
What's LOL?
Laughing out loud.
VUH. What's that?
Fuck, I gotta find a way to explain something. Gotta find a way to explain something. Gotta find a way to explain something. I'll start a new stream.